we're going to talk about social media, and we're going to look at social media from the angle of strategy. We're going to basically take the standpoint of we've already created our profiles, we're ready to go, and we have something to say. Because if you're wondering, how do I create my own account, what should go into it, that means you have something to say once you're ready to do that. So for business owners, a lot of that content, a lot of that messaging will come from what you do on a day-to-day basis, what your product or your service or your event, whatever it is that you have as a transaction piece for your customers, that is going to be the origin of what your messaging is going to be about. Does that make sense? Okay, so definitely note your questions. You can take them as we go along. If I plan to go over some things that you're asking about, go down the road, then I'll let you know. But we'll definitely want to answer a lot of your questions for you. All right. So social channels. Tune into the right channels to broadcast your message. So a lot of people have challenges around, well, which social media account should I use? Should I use Pinterest? Should I use Facebook? Should I use Twitter? My answer to that is you should use all the channels that you are able to manage. And the reason why is because your audience may be in more than one place. And may be coming in from more than one place. So even though a lot of people are on Facebook, doesn't mean that they're heavily active on Facebook. They may be more into Instagram. Now that's not. Or they may be into, Twitter over their phone, but they're not logging in from their computer online to check out what's the new post is on Facebook. So you have different people coming from different channels, so why not take advantage of that and find your game plan to manage viewers from each of those channels. So first, let's define social media to understand, get a focus on what it's about. So, the collective of online communication channels dedicated to community-based input, interaction, and collaboration. So that means I'm talking to you, you're talking to me, you're talking to each other. So with social media, it's primarily a vehicle for everyone to have that social interaction, whether it be voice their opinion, or say, the latest and greatest that's happening in their lives or in their families or their businesses, or to provide their perspective of, their experience that they've had with someone or something. So it's definitely a social-based vehicle that allows not only you as a business owner to reach your audience, but also for your customers to tell you what they think about everything, including about you, including about your product, their whole experience on how they implement it in their lives. So input, interaction, and collaboration. It's a flowing cycle all the way around. So just as they want to hear from you, you also want to hear from them. Okay, what social media is not? It's not channels where people go to directly shop and buy products and services. So just as a business owner, you think, okay, bottom line, how do I get more people through the door? How do I get more orders? How do I get more people to enroll in my program? This is part of that path, but it's not the end point. This is to introduce yourself to your customer, to your prospective customer. It's for them to take their sweet time to get to know you, become familiar, connect with you a little bit, feel a bit more comfortable as far as if they decide to go down the next path, which is to, eventually purchase your product or service. So this is still a social interaction. You're dating a little bit, and this is primarily dating with your prospective customers, because social media a lot of times is a good tool for lead generation, and that's all about getting new people in your pipeline and getting them acclimated to what you have to sell or what you have to provide. So they're going to shop and buy once they go to your site, once they come to your store, once they give you a call to make that order. All right, social media for business. Now, this is a way for us as business owners to get our brand out there, to make everybody fully aware and understanding of who we are and what we're about. It helps find those potential leads. It helps us, ultimately grow that bottom line as far as feeding in new people and giving a platform for our existing customers to rave about our product or tell other people about our service. And then also definitely to recruit new customers in a passive way, to where it's not hitting them over the head with ads, hitting them overhead with new, flashy promotions, but just has that dialogue going to where they're going at their own pace and you're going at your own pace as a business owner. Any questions so far? So Facebook. One of the most popular social media channels. This channel is second to email. So if you have an email account and you're sending out correspondence, the very next thing, more than likely that people do is get on their Facebook account. And so this is definitely back to as many channels as you can manage and get on. This is definitely the first one you should get on because everyone's there. Everyone from their mother to their sister to their child to their cousin, everybody's there. And then also, even starting out with your social media account, all of your friends and family are there too. So they also are and should be included as a base as far as who do I want to send my message out to, because all they're going to do is share it out with other people. So Facebook, for no other reason, you should get on Facebook is because everyone's there.
Is Facebook still as hot as it once was? Because sometimes when you mention Facebook, some people are like, oh, that's played out.
It's still hot, based definitely on convenience, and everyone already having a social account. Now, business-wise, Facebook in their own business has limited the direct reach that people get from using Facebook and posting messages. So you reach less people through that organic, let me just send out a post and see how many people are going to check it on their feeds. Because they want to encourage you to purchase their ads, their Facebook ads. And as you see, those come up through your feeds as well. So if you have the budget to place a Facebook ad, it's still beneficial because it's still bottom line gets you to that reach, the number of people that you can get with your Facebook. But organically, at latest and the greatest app only can be managed from your phone as far as actually taking pictures and sending out messages. You can look at it from a computer or smart device, but you can only add new content from your smartphone. So this is a great way also to connect. It uses a lot of things that are similar to Facebook and Twitter, and it's easy to integrate with the other social media channels, meaning that from one channel you can access it with the other. Instagram was recently bought by Facebook, so it's
You said Instagram was recently bought by Facebook?
acquired by Facebook. So even with integrating Instagram into your Facebook page, you can do that. Like I have a tab for Instagram on my Facebook company page, so you can just click on that and it'll show everything that's on Instagram. So one great thing is that if you find someone on one channel, they can easily go to another channel, but they may also have an account and follow you from more than one place, which in turn, whatever set of followers they have on each of those channels, you want to capture those followers.
Can we ask questions now or should we wait till the end?
You ask questions.
So like on Instagram, since I just got on today, so when somebody follows you or likes you or whatever, does it tell you who is following you or you don't really know?
It tells you who's following you.
Okay.
And I know that Twitter, and well, they all have privacy settings to where you can moderate people who are wanting to connect with you, and accept that connection. So definitely with Instagram, you can have a private account to where people who want to follow you give them permission to do so. Twitter's the same way. Facebook is the same way when people want to, well, separate from a company. A company, I think they can just like the page and then you're part of your number of likes. Definitely on a personal Facebook page.
So like on a business page, you said it's different how?
On a business page, it's just the likes. You don't necessarily connect as friends. It's not, I want to be your friend on Facebook. On a business page, it's more of, here's the company, you want to check it out and say whether or not you like it. So you can click the button and say that I like this, and then that number versus the number of friends on your personal account, say, oh, I got 100 friends on my personal account. You monitor the number of likes that you have on your company.
Are they able to comment on your pictures?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. You can allow or disallow comment.
For business
Yes.
page? Okay. Okay.
And the business page is always tied to a personal page. You create it from your personal account.
Instagram or Facebook? How do you know if you have a business page on Instagram? Or are you talking about Facebook?
I'm talking about Facebook.
Oh, okay.
Yes. Instagram, there isn't a separate business or personal. It's
That was
just one.
something new.
At least not yet. Right, at least not yet. Out of these three, Facebook is the one that has a separate business page that you can create that's separate from your personal account. So again, with Facebook, definitely, since everyone is there, but active or not, that's the biggest net to cast out. Twitter, as long as it's interesting, within its limited amount of characters, then you'll get some pull as far as people resonating with your message and your links that's attached to your message. And then Instagram, one great thing about Instagram is that you can craft a certain theme or a certain brand for yourself. What's your name, Lauren?
I'm Brenda.
Bernita? Okay, you have a jewelry line, correct? So even with your jewelry line on Instagram, you can set the tone on the type of style, the type of color schemes that you work with, the type of metals that you work with. You can reflect that within the images that you post up on Instagram. You can definitely do it in the other channels, and there's definitely more messaging along with that, but with Instagram, in essence, it's all about the photos that you upload. So you can set that tone to say, okay, well, I want people to understand that I have a certain style, a certain price point, a certain, I imagine or envision my customers wearing my jewelry to certain occasions
set that tone just even for your photos. Even for my own business, it's hard to capture a service. You know, we don't have a tangible product. People want to know, okay, what exactly do you do? You know, I don't understand quite what's going on. So imagery helps everybody in business. If you capture it in a photo, then it gives people a way to digest, you know, exactly what you're doing in your business. So for me, I'll capture a lot of behind the scenes on who I'm meeting with. If I can divulge, you know, what plans or what project I'm working on with that person or that organization, then I will. If it's a finished product that I have, like recently there's a video shoot that I directed. So that's going to be posted up. I met with a prospective client the other day on a website project. Now, I put him out there because a lot of people don't know who he is, but it doesn't necessarily mean, you know, that I'm exactly what project that I'm working with. They just know that I'm doing something. So it just shows me active to where it just piques that human nature and curiosity. Okay, what is she about? What is she doing? You know, what is this about? Oh, she's like, I know them. She connected with him. Okay, well, I gotta see what's going on with her because now we have somebody in common, or she's resonating in a certain way with
what I'm drawn to or who I'm already connected with. So Instagram is pretty great. And it's even more versatile than that. And we'll get into some examples. All right. So we're going to do a case study on one company that's using all three of those social channels to get a clean view of what that looks like. So there's a restaurant in New York City called Rustin Daughters. It's a Jewish-based sort of delicatessen. Do you know Rustin Daughters? Have you been? I would love to go. I don't even know if I want their food, but how they showcase themselves online is, it makes you want to go. It's in New York City. I don't know. Downtown. Yeah, and they're just great in how they have positioned themselves online. So they originally, they still have a shop in New York, and it was owned by a father and four daughters, and it's like, I think it's beyond third generation. So it's a family-owned business that's been around since 1914. So as you can see, this is their tagline, appetizing since 1914. So let's start with their website. And this is another area that's your base. You have your product or service that you want to share with people, and also having a website is definitely, you know, the same as having a business card, the same as having a phone number. You definitely want that online presence so that people can say, you know, well, how do I find you? How do I learn more about you? This is definitely your base. So even if it's a one-pager, put it up there. And so with them, this is the website to their new cafe. And they have a separate website for their shop. So this is just a one-pager. They don't have any other pages except this one. So this fluctuates between their storefront and I think a bag, a shopping to-go bag with their name printed on it. So it just tells you who they are. They're shopping Houston Street, and now that they have a cafe on Worker Street. Now down here, I'm jumping a little ahead, down there they have some links to some other places, but it's not to the rest of their website. So their URL or their website name is RustinDaughtersCafe.com. And so they have a couple of website links down here, but that takes you to their social media channels as well as some other pieces of information that they want you to have. So one of those links takes you to their menu page. And their menu page also serves as their placemat within the cafe. So it gives you what they serve, the prices, the price point that they have, and this is also a downloadable document that you can take with you. So they just make it really easy for you to get to know what they're about, who they are. Lets you know whether or not you can afford them, lets you know whether or not you desire the type of food that they serve, and it's just a consistent way their color scheme, their company name, everything is just sort of in line. Another link that's on their website is to their drink menu. And that's downloadable as well, their drink menu. So you can find out exactly what you want to eat before you even get there. As you can see, the color scheme is still there. It has that old vintage look from old photographs of their history. Now this is their Facebook cover. And it's a cover of their menu, their placemat, with their food displayed in the middle. So two place settings for their food display. Same color scheme, very consistent, people know what they're getting. So since they're a cafe bar, Facebook comes with a couple of other tabs that they could utilize. There's a tab for reviews where people can leave comments on their experience with the restaurant. Definitely they have the timeline wall, the about page, photos. And they can also have a menu tab to where they can list out the items and the prices within the Facebook page, but they chose to do something different. They chose to add a link to the menu in their about page. So from their about page, there's a link that you click on, it goes to the menu, and you can download it if you want.
Is there a link to their direct website?
You're gonna find it in their about page and then on the side panel of their Facebook wall. So their profile name for their Facebook is facebook.com/Russ and Daughters Cafe. So it stays in line with their website. And as much as you can, before it was about, okay, well, let me pick a company name, make sure the domain name is not taken for my website. Now it's, let's pick a company domain, and let's make sure the social media handles and profile names aren't taken as well. So it's definitely great to stay consistent, especially for those who have yet to really get to know you well, so they can easily find you on these different channels. So again, they have a star rating, so the more people that like them and show how many visits they have to their page, as well as their reviews, you'll see that 5-star rating reflect that. Not only in their About tab do they have their menu that's downloadable, but they also show that they're on Foursquare, TripAdvisor, and Yelp, other places that people can leave comments and also locate them within the city. So here, about their reviews tab, they list, now they can moderate what goes on this tab. They don't just have to allow everybody to just splash up whatever they want. But they leave things up there that are great about them, saying this was amazing, and rave about their experience there. And then also down here it says it's a bit expensive. So to me, it's all about how you see it. This is a factor. Now, either it can be something positive or something negative. But for them, with their longevity and as many people who rave about them, they're just beating out people who can't afford them or don't want to spend that much money, which is fine by them, because they rather know about it now, and other people know about it and make their decision, and then the ideal customer comes through the door later. Does that make sense? So another strategy is definitely use your social media channels to get that customer feedback, because they're not always going to tell you directly if they tell you at all. So this is their way to go ahead and vent about exactly how they feel. And you should definitely pay attention to that, and this is a great way to capture it. Now, even once you capture it, doesn't mean you can't delete it, because you can. But at least you now know, oh, they didn't like the taste of this particular cake. Or, oh, this jewelry, kept snagging, and wish they could do something, to keep from snagging on my clothes. Or whatever it is that, it took too long to get through the line, and I didn't appreciate that. Now that you know, you can decide, okay, this is something that I need to change, or this is just giving me constructive feedback that I can use as who is my ideal demographic. All right, so we can take a look at them on Twitter. Now they do have a Twitter handle that says Russ and Daughter, but they chose to redirect it to a new Twitter handle that says Locks Populi. So, don't know why they changed their branding on their Twitter handle, but anyone who's looking for them on Twitter, they already have this Russ and Daughter Twitter handle to redirect people to the right place to find them. So they serve lots of bagels and what did you order there?
The cafe wasn't around when
Oh,
I was
okay.
there. It was just the shop, so you would go there and buy bagels and finishes.
So I take it, and I have yet to taste lox and bagels.
Go to Block's Bagels on East Broad.
Someone will have to treat me to lox and bagels because I can do salmon. Is that salmon or is it?
Yeah.
Okay, I can do salmon. I don't know if I can do capers and cream cheese.
Capers are really good.
There's just, I'll have to be treated to get the full experience. But until then, I'm gonna just stare at what they have. It's pretty attractive from looking afar. So, hashtags. Hashtags have become an important way to gain followers and sort of build like your own little news feed within your social channels. So for them, they use their tagline, advertising since 1914, which I thought was pretty cute. And then they also have Russ and Daughters Cafe. So studying their Twitter feed, a lot of their communication that goes out from them, the outbound marketing, they include the advertising since 1914. A lot of communication that comes in from their customers, the inbound marketing, where they say what they think about the restaurant, they use Russ and Daughters Cafe. But this company is sure to monitor both hashtags. And they retweet whatever is great, and I'm sure they take stock of whatever negative feedback that they receive.
So if they click on a hashtag, it gives them, like, sends them to a place or?
If you click on a hashtag within Twitter, even within Instagram, even within Facebook, it takes you to a separate feed that includes all messages that include that hashtag.
Okay.
So
it's
it
like a
sort of
message board?
categorizes them.
Okay, like a message board or something? Okay.
So it could be from any and everybody that has decided to include that particular hashtag in their message. Once you click on that, it'll isolate it down to all those messages that include that hashtag.
In Facebook, how do you create the hashtag in Facebook? I know you have the pound sign, well, hashtag sign, but is all you just put the pound and then put the word and then it automatically votes it for you, or?
It does because of the pound sign and directly in front. The thing about hashtags is that you don't buy them and you don't have a license for them. If you type in a hashtag and click on it and see that it's empty, that the feed is empty, no one's used it, then you may want to claim that and start populating it. You know, using all your messages, you may want to include a hashtag and say, okay, I'm gonna start using this, you know, for my business. Because a lot of times when you find a hashtag and other people are using it, your message could most likely get lost in everyone else's messaging around it. It may not be the messaging that goes along with what you're trying to say. Does that make sense?
Yeah, and do you have a feel for, like, I've seen some hashtags on Facebook, it's like a paragraph. I mean, should be like a certain number of hashtags you should try to, like, no more than 5, no more than 2. I see some have 15, 20 hashtags. I'm like, good Lord, I mean.
They do, and that's to capture as many people's attention as possible, because they may be following those hashtags.
Okay.
But I know that a lot of people may start out with a bunch purposely in order to, as they monitor those hashtags, to see what sticks. So here's another guy. I think he's some type of publicist too. But he's showing a picture of what he's about to eat at Russ and Daughters. So anything that people are sharing, you know, that, you know, this is the way to do it, you know, this is what to order, or you know, it's good to be here, or I had a great experience, they're going to monitor all that and retweet it out so that other people can get a sense of what is Russ and Daughters all about. Another thing they do is they have notified everybody about their business hours, especially around this time of year where y'all poor and everything, they can be open or closed, or
you don't know what their hours of operation are, but they definitely on Facebook and Twitter have letting you know when we're open, when we're closed. And also, not only even with stating their hours of operation, you can see it's for a private event. So this shows, oh, they do private events as well. So if I ever wanted to hold one, then I can see what that's about. So all these little indirect, passive ways to let people know what you do and what you're about is a good way to vocalize that via social media. All right, so this is their Instagram account. Same sort of feel with the images that they bring about their food, about their color scheme, about their shop. Their profile name is Breasts and Daughters, so they're staying consistent with that for people to find them online. Here's a picture they took about press about them being voted the best looking restaurant of the year. So they, out of all of these people, they came in at 50%. So that's something to boast about. Any and everything, if somebody writes about you, if someone takes a photo of you, if someone catches you at an event, if someone shows off your merchandise, you want to post it.
My question is, like, how they're getting this information? How are they knowing that somebody else posted that about them to go capture that information?
Well, with them, I'm sure that whoever put together this contest notified them that they're finalists.
Well, okay, that's a little bit more, like
PR stuff.
yeah, PR stuff. So, for example, if somebody just said something about one of them about your product that you don't know them, and it was a stranger who bought the product, how could you go and find that information about your company?
You do a search on your name.
Search, okay.
Yeah, if they don't include your name, then you're a little out of luck.
Okay.
But you definitely want to do a search on your name on Twitter, on Facebook, on the different social channels to see who's talking about you. Because not everybody tags you appropriately or puts in your hashtag or puts in specific information, but you can go out and do searches on your own stuff. There's something else I was going to tell you about that. You can also use other applications, which I'll include in the information I'll send
I
you.
wish there was something to let me know, like alert me, so it's something like you gotta go and spend, spend the time going that way versus something like if it was already out there, get shot, you get an alert,
If your name is in there, you can get an alert.
Okay.
You can receive an alert via email. I just received an alert today that someone retweeted what I sent out yesterday. One of my followers retweeted what I sent out about somebody else yesterday. So you can set up in your settings to receive an alert if someone includes your name, if someone retweets your message, if someone tags you in a photo, you can receive an automatic alert to your email address. And then even when you log back in to your account, you may have some highlighted flags to say yes and new notifications. So you can get half of the work done for you.
That's what we found.
Okay. Right, because you have other things to do.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, let's wait.
Yeah. So this is just an example of some press that they receive. They receive a lot of press. Now this is from them posting an old picture of the founder and 3 of his daughters that started the shop and eventually opened a cafe. So this is them celebrating Father's Day. This is a picture they want to send out to say Happy Father's Day to everybody, and then they give you more information about who they are. All right, so this is a demonstration on just some animation that they put on Instagram on what they have to offer. I don't think there's going to show. Let me see if I can put this up somewhere else. Let's just go to their Instagram.
picture on Instagram, is it really necessary to put a caption with it or words with, or just post a picture?
You want to put a caption with just about everything that you do,
Okay.
especially if it's with your business. Because not everyone's going to get it.
Okay.
Not everyone's going to get what you're trying to convey within that post.
Okay.
And you don't, if it's a private personal account, it's one thing to show a picture of your girlfriend that only a handful of people know who she is, and they say, oh girl, you know, you look great, you know. But it's another thing when it's your business, and people are like, I don't even know who that is. I don't even know what they're doing. And so with the caption, you can say exactly who that is and exactly what you're doing.
Okay.
So it doesn't have to be a celebrity, it doesn't have to be everyone that's, you know, who knows them, but that caption helps. And it keeps people from feeling shut out from what's going on. So this is just, they use it, Russ and Daughters use an application to demonstrate just how to put together lots of bagels for a carry-out order. And it's just, Instagram only lets you stream just a few seconds of footage to keep it short, keep it sweet. And then, but this is just something that says, oh, that looks great, that looks good, you know, I would love to get lots of meals. And then they post, they have like another one that shows the current owners. Let me see if I can find them. This is one of the third or fourth generation family members and her husband, and I think they are the ones who actually opened up the cafe, the new cafe. So they're at a video shoot. This is behind the scenes. They just took a minute to hyperlapse just a segment of their video shoot. And all they're doing is just sitting there and chowing down on the feast that they have. But for those who are fans of Russ and Daughters, this is like, oh yeah, you know, next time I'm in the city, I'm definitely coming. Or, you know, those who love that type of food, they're like, oh my God, you know, what is it that they just ordered, or hopefully I can get it when I go. So it's just some behind the scenes things for people to get to know more about your business. So, here are a list of strategies, and you don't have to write them all down because I'm going to send them to you. Definitely you want to match all of your usernames across your channels. You saw Russ and Daughters, Russ and Daughters, Russ and Daughters. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, everything with Russ and Daughters. So that people can easily find you once they're online. And then you want to leverage all of your profile settings. That means that if it has a tab where you can put a photo gallery, use that tab and post up photos that relate to your business. If it has, if it gives you the ability to add links to your comments, put some links on your comments. If it takes you to, you know, your website with, you know, gallery of your cakes, or your website with your jewelry, you know, wherever you want people to ultimately go after they connect with you, put those links on there. Even for me, when I posted about this class coming up, I'll put a link to the registration page for people to register for the class. All right, hashtags. Just as Russ and Daughters, they sort of claimed Russ and Daughters as a hashtag. They claimed advertising since 1914 as a hashtag. You want to see if you can get creative in doing that and coming up with, thinking of a hashtag that you can use to sort of brand your messages. And then you just use it for every message that you send out across your channels.
Where do you go to look to see if, like you said, the hashtag was available?
And then there's a search feature in every channel.
On that particular site, on each site?
Facebook has a search feature, and you just type in # and then whatever you're trying to search for. Same with Twitter, same with Instagram. But Instagram, you have to look for it through your phone. Some other strategies are, if there's a place for you to list the products and services that you offer, then go ahead and list them so people can get an understanding of what you provide. So definitely in Facebook, in the About tab of Facebook, you can list your products and services. And LinkedIn, if you have a company page on LinkedIn, you can list your products and services. Even in your Twitter feed, you can list in that little short bio message,
something that says, you know, I'm a jewelry designer, or I'm a, you know, I don't know, I'm a director, I'm a, you know, a cleaning service, whatever you want to say, just make sure you just maximize the different settings that are on those profiles. List more things about you. List your hours of operation, especially if you have a brick and mortar shop. You want to let people know when you're open, when they can come in. If you just schedule appointments only, let them know how to schedule appointments. Make it plain that appointments only, but then give them a link to where they can schedule an appointment, or a phone number where they can call to schedule the appointment. You want to list out any upcoming events. So the Facebook page has an events tab where you can list out your events. And even if your event isn't necessarily hosted by you, but it's a public event, let's say that you have a booth at a conference, or you have, you know, you're doing some service or providing a product at a public event, list it. And you can let people know in the description that I'll be here, you know, providing this. Come check me out. Come check out the festivities. So whatever information you have, you want to go ahead and share it, even if it's not directly hosted by yourself. A sign-up form, if you have notifications, or if you have blog posts, or if you have any type of offering that you want to send people via email, then you can include a sign-up form on your profile. Definitely in Facebook, you can create a tab that says email sign-up. People can list their email address there. You can use the link area within the Facebook and Twitter profiles as well, if you want to put your sign-up form there. So, and this is definitely, if you have additional questions even after I send you the information, give me a call or shoot me an email, and we can walk through some things. All right, so include a targeted URL in your comments. That's going back to say that if you say, okay, I'm going to be teaching the class on Friday, then I'm going to put a link to sign up for that class. That's the targeted URL link that I'm going to put in my comments. If I have, if I'm going to be speaking at a conference, then I'm going to have a link to that conference for people to check it out. The next thing is tag others in your comments and photos. So on all three, you can make sure other people that you're talking about, if they have an account, you can include them in your comments. So definitely with Facebook, you can tag people. They'll get an automatic notification that you've been tagged in this post. Go check it out. Definitely on Twitter, you can put in their Twitter handle within your comment. Leave room within 140 characters to put their handle in that comment, so that they'll get a notification to say you've been included in a tweet. And then also on Instagram, on the photos, they allow you to tag other people who have Instagram accounts. You could just basically put their name somewhere on the photo. So the last person that I showed on Instagram, I put his tag on the photo. I'm sure he got a notification saying you've been tagged. Go see what people are saying about you, or go see what people have shown you in. And then he can choose whether or not to, he can say, take me off, take my tag off, I don't want to be on there, or, you know, leave it in my feed, and I'm glad to be, you know, part of that photo. Some other strategies would include to integrate your social channels. So an example of that would be to include an Instagram tab on your Facebook page, on your company page. It just makes the steps one less for people to access your other channels if they're on there, and if they want to follow you on there. Because you may not post the same exact information on every channel. You may, or you may not. But it allows people to connect on these multiple avenues so that they'll be able to get everything from you and won't just have one view of who you are if you do post other information on other channels. Socialize with others. Definitely on Twitter, you know, follow other people. Be nice, play fair. Don't think it's all about you. So even though you want followers, that means you need to follow. You want followers, follow. Definitely on Facebook. As you want people to like your page, you need to like other people's pages. And you can
even on Facebook, on the side panel, you can even display the pages that you like. So it shows people your interests, your collaborations with other people, people that sort of fit, or have like-minded, views. So that's all about your brand. Who you hang around, who you fraternize with, who you collaborate with, that still all builds up your brand. So if on your business page, you don't necessarily want to sell prayer cloths, and then, you got someone smoking, as one of the people you fraternize with. Just in society, that's not gonna fly. They ain't gonna let you fly with that. So definitely be selective in who you put on your Facebook page as far as people other pages that you like and that show up in your list. And that's another thing, to show off your favorites. That's another way of saying that, is just show people what you're interested in, what books you read, what other people that you follow, what other organizations that you have interest in. You can show all that off, and that's all included in your brand image. Welcome traffic through landing pages. And what I mean by that is, you can, let's say that you do have a link in your comment or in your profile. So if for my Facebook page, if I know someone's going to click on that link and want to go to my website, I can create just a separate page on my website to say, welcome Facebook follower, thanks for visiting my site. It can be that tailored, that specific, to where that link goes directly to there. And then I'll explain to them what they're going to see through my site, and then I may take them out to the homepage. Because a lot of times people, even though they want to go check you out with your homepage, they don't know where to go, they don't know where to start, and this is just a good way of escorting them through and giving them even a heightened experience with your product or service. Does that make sense?
That's good.
Some other social strategies are provide updates, internal and external, to your business. People want to know. People are nosy. People want to know what's going on. People like, I want to say, where'd you get your hair done? And that's really none of my business. But if I like your hair, why wouldn't I want to know where you got your hair done? You know what I'm saying? So if it aligns to your company, and you can provide that behind the scenes look, or new updates to say, we got a new signage on the wall, check it out. People like those little things to show how people progress. It makes it relatable to them to say, if they can do it, I can do it. Oh, it's not as difficult as I thought it would be, or I'm glad to see that they've, grown or expanded, or it's good to see that, they spilled, all their product on the floor and they got to clean it up. I have those things too. You know what I'm saying? So anything that's relatable, people want to know. Even if you just joke it off, had a bad day today, take a look at what happened. It's a good chuckle, I can relate, and then you just feel a bit more connected and less isolated.
Do you post every day? 'Cause, I'm going to have a Facebook just for my business, and that scares me. I don't know what to say every day about, So I'm not sure. Do you, like you said, post something? Do you do it every day about maybe your day? But it doesn't have to be something specifically about your business, or it can just be about you, just anything, as long as you posting on your business website.
There's two things that I go by when it comes to posting and how often to post. First of all, do I have something to say that relates to my business? Now, if that means that I gotta get my kid to school before I finish this order that I got coming in, and that is, a positive, I don't have any detriment, there's no interruption, people aren't distracted by that, if anything, they're sort of drawn in by that, then that's something to post. But another thing, the second thing I'd say is map out what topics you plan to share. Because you can, before you even jump online, before you even create that account, you can say, okay, well, I know that I always have an end result to a client purchase, or I can, say what this client has just bought for this occasion. I'm always going to have that. I may have that once a month, I may have that twice a month, but that's some content that I know I can share. I know that I'm going to create a new piece once a week or twice a month. That's something that I can share. So those are two things out of the month that you can share.
So a third thing could be, I just got my logo done, check it out. So you just want to fill up to say, how many regular things are going to fit into these buckets of information? It's like a newspaper. They have columns, they have sections, they have a sports section, they have a Dear Abby, they have, a place to get weather report. You got to fill that up. So if you can have that framework and you know that something's going to fit in there, then great. If you don't have anything going in there that's frequent enough, the next time you're ever going to say anything about it, then I wouldn't count on that. Does that narrow it down? Because then that way, then you'll be able to determine how many times, how often should I post. Because a lot of people jump into, oh, you need to post twice a day, and they get completely overwhelmed, completely freaked out. And it's like, well, that's the wrong place to start. You gotta figure out what you have to say and want to say first. And then with that, people will learn that pattern, and you set the tone. It's not, okay, I gotta post twice a day, and then people are like, well, okay, you post twice a day. And you're like, fizzed out, flaked out, and then you're like, they'll look too cute with you not, showing up, for people anticipating that. So you set the tone. You said, if I'm only gonna post twice a month, then do that. Then do that. And then that way you can focus more on your business with what you can handle. And then you may end up growing in that area as far as, oh, now I have much more to say because I have much more client stories to share, or I have a new idea to put out there. To start with what you authentically have to say.
I was just going to say, I kind of heard that same thing too. People say, Facebook has this algorithm and you need to post at least, twice a day or blah, blah, blah. So like when I first got on, I was trying to post as often as I could.
Mm-hmm.
And I was saying stuff just, business related.
Mm-hmm.
And I would always go back throughout the day and see how many views or likes, it got. And so I started to notice that the more I post, the more I post about the business, the less views it got.
Okay.
And so I was like, well, I started watching Carol's daughter because I kind of have similar. And so I saw where she didn't always post about product.
Exactly.
She would just put like inspirational or just something to think about.
Yep.
And so I was like, well, for a week, I'm going to do that. Just a solid week. Every morning, I'm going to post something. And so, on Monday I post, and then I have a marvelous Monday, try to make it catchy. And so it got so many, and then I found one where I turned it to the customer. And it says, you are amazing just the way you are. That one got so many views and likes, it was incredible. So I was like, oh, okay, so when I validate the customer,
Yes.
or affirm the customer, they like that. Not so much always speak on the savor stuff, not so much, speak in a way where everybody wants to listen. But when I turned it to, affirming them, they loved it. So I'm like, I need to make sure that an occasional post is to, give some attention to them.
Yes, because it's all about them.
Yeah.
And I feel like if you get too many, posts and you get too many things coming at you as a customer, I started not even looking at it. It's like junk. Because I always know that's going to be, I'm going to have another one from them tomorrow. So, you know what I mean? So I know that is.
Just so don't get too familiar with the customer.
Well, it's
I
kind of
don't know
starts to
that's a
become
trend.
like an advertising strategy, which it does. It's going to hit you over the head too many times with the actual product. And so, with it being social, you can, 80% of your content should be about your customer, about regular stuff. 20% should be about your product and your service. So when I say with your business, as long as it aligns to giving you a good look, which that affirming message has no other thing to do but give you a good look, it could be all about the customer from your business, and then you still, have their attention. And it doesn't say, oh, but I didn't say anything about my product. Okay, well, good. You can wait later, especially if you have a promotion, or especially when you want to have some type of special
occasion to where you want to push your product in a certain way, then you've already captured their attention to say, okay, well, they know, she cares about me, she loves me, she, is focused on me. So now, okay, I don't feel bad in focusing on what she has to say about her product. Okay, I want to learn more.
Yeah, I try to, I did something to try to make my fans and friends, whatever, engage a little more. Because I would try to be like, help us grow, share this page with, other people, blah, 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 and nothing.
I don't do that either.
Yeah, people just really don't want to help you. They want to be,
It's about them.
they want to watch what you're doing, but as far as helping you, forget it.
You gotta trick them to help you.
So,
You do.
So,
You gotta trick them to help you.
I started this thing for the month of November that every Friday we were going to have a Facebook Friend Friday. And so I'm twice so far, 2 Fridays so far this month I've done it, where I recognize a fan or a friend who have really and truly liked a lot of my posts, and just kind of assessing who has really liked it the most. I award them a free jar of my shea butter. And so when people see those thank yous, our winner for today is, now all of my posts gets more activity. Because people see, oh, she's giving away free product to people who like her post. And so now they're engaging more. So where a post may have only gotten, 3 or 4 likes, a whole bunch of views, but 3 or 4 likes, now there's like 8 or 9 likes to any random post, because they know that I'm watching to award a product to those who engage.
Mm-hmm.